Assalamualaikum and greeting to all my lecturers. My name is Fatihah binti Mohamad. I am from event management student. Today I will present about my industrial training report regarding SWOT analysis of Absolute Event and Management and Entrepreneurship Unit. In this report, I will explain about student profile, both of company profile, training reflection and discussion and recommendation of SWOT analysis for both company. Let me begin with the student profile. This is my resume that portrays briefly about me. Now we move to company profile. This is my first company, Absolute Event and Management. It located at Bukit Serdang, Sri Kembangan. The vision for this company is Absolute Event and Management as and leading events organizer in Malaysia, and one of the mission is committing to true client satisfaction. This is the organizational chart for Absolute Event and Management. There are a lot of my role and responsibility in Absolute Event. One of them is I need to handle press conference and attend meeting with the collaborators. And now this is my current internship company, Entrepreneurship Unit UiTM Puncak Alam. It is located at FSK 6 building of UiTM Puncak Alam. The vision for this unit is be World Eminent Entrepreneurship Academy, and for the mission is transforming life through entrepreneurship. This is the organizational chart for Entrepreneurship Unit UiTM Puncak Alam. Since we don't have much time, I just state two from my roles at Entrepreneurship Unit. I had handling a few webinars that organized by MassMed and Entrepreneurship Unit, and then I be the floor manager for the Take Great event. Next, I will explain about my training reflection. 17 weeks of training in the Entrepreneurship Unit and 7 weeks in Absolute Event and Management is a good learning process for me. Even though I trained at Absolute Event and Management for only 7 weeks, I learned a lot of things and had a lot of experience there. Firstly is I learned about critical thinking. When I was in charge of an event at Entrepreneurship Unit, the MC unexpectedly had to cancel on the day of the event. Immediately, I made a decision to volunteer to be the MC in his place. This also happened in Absolute Event. It began to rain fiercely in the middle of registration. In order to protect the audience from the rains, we decided to stop the registration procedure and let the crowd in without registration. Next, I get to improve my social skills. Through teamwork, tolerance, and negotiation, I may develop my social skills to interact with a range of people from different backgrounds. I noticed that showing respect to each other can help us get along great with people in the workplace. I spent a lot of time working with the lecturers and senior staff when I was in the Entrepreneurship Unit. So by treating them with respect, they were delighted and eager to share their knowledge. Also, when I work at Absolute Event and Management, I closely work with the celebrities, and I must therefore act professionally to make them feel at ease and not awkward. Now we move on to the main point of this internship report, which is SWOT analysis. By the way, it will be 2 times I explain about SWOT analysis because before this I had done my internship at 2 companies, which are Absolute Event and Management and Entrepreneurship Unit UiTM Puncak Alam. I will start with Absolute Event and Management first. Their first strength that I identify is they have a good marketing. They hire artists as their mediators. They also offer free booth for the artists to sell their product at the event. The majority of the crowd who came to the events want to see their favorite artists, so that is good for their number of events crowd. To maintain this trend, companies should try video marketing. Although it can be challenging to come up with ideas, the majority of customers prefer viewing video than reading. Customers are more likely to remember and revisit a video, especially if you added some fun element. Next strength is client loyalty. Mostly the booth for Absolute Food Festival 2022 were bought by vendor who joined the previous event at Johor Bahru. With this level of client loyalty, the company doesn't need to worry about filling vendor or sponsor quota shortage. To maintaining this, companies should always share the knowledge with them. If the client doesn't understand the specialty, they can feel uninformed about the details of the procedure and thus far from the project's progress. This is the chance to explain what we perform to the client in a way what will increase their trust and confidence in the procedure. The first weakness is manpower shortage. There are only 3 permanent staff and 3 interns at ABSOLUT event and only 2 months to prepare all the things. If the obligation of the employment are higher than they can handle, employee may feel under pressure. To overcome this, I think companies should stop only hiring professionals with experience. There are many applicants out there who might possess the necessary talent without having specialized event experience. These people can receive training to perform the task. Interview those who work in related sector where staying on target, paying attention to details and working quickly are required skills. Next is communication. An incident occurred during the day of the event, which caused by a communication mistake. I was called by my boss and it was the reason. My boss assumed that I had been informed about the last-minute change of plan by top management when I did not receive any information from anyone. So to overcome this, I would like to recommend to standardize the communication channel. In the workplace, employees can communicate with one another through channels of communication. It will lessen information confusion if we simply pay attention to one channel. For example, give all the employees the walkie-talkie during the event. So if there were last-minute changes, all the employees noticed about that. The opportunity is ABSOLUT event can collaborate with big brand. They have a good marketing, therefore giving it the advantage of being well known. So this is a fantastic chance for him to try to work with a well-known Malaysia company. This is contribute to his ascension to fame and more advancement. To collaborate with big brands, ABSOLUT events should be more unique. They must ensure that their business pitch is well planned and beneficial to their potential partner. The aspect will be sought out by those who genuinely need help solving a problem, and the result people will talk about unexpected collaboration which promotes the brands involved. Next is expand to a neighboring country. In any industry, expansion is a sign of success. They may have this chance because the co-founder Nadia Shahab is also from the neighboring country of Singapore, so it was helped to some extent to introduce the name ABSOLUT Event and Management. So, when growing internationally, you must modify the marketing strategies and message to conform to local standards and legal requirements. While language is important, they should also take into account the deeper cultural meaning of their messaging because it will have a greater impact on their brand success. As a result, a brand must modify its messaging to reflect particular phases of the culture. The threat is employee turnover. After a month working at ABSOLUT event, I observed that more than 2 employees had left their position and that several more had sent notice of resignation. The employee mostly want to leave the company because of the feeling overworked and burnt out. I would like to recommend the company to reward and encourage employee. It's simple to implement this turnover reduction strategy. Simple expression of gratitude, whether verbal or written, can go a long way in acknowledging the hard work that employees put in every day. The majority of workers claim that recognized and appreciated increase their desire to continue working for their current company. Next is potential competitor. Nowadays, many companies host food festivals same as ABSOLUT event. The closest example is Havoc Food Festival. Additionally, they employ the same concept as ABSOLUT event and management. This will harm the credibility of the company. But to stand out, they must identify what the client is looking but cannot get from the available option. Create the finest possible response to that problem and create an engaging and genuine brand around it. When the solution meets the client's need and is a noticeable superior to the competition, this result will bring up the business. To SWOT analysis of entrepreneurship unit. Their first strength is have a good teamwork. From my observation, all the crews for the tech grade event were really dedicated and always followed the direction given. If there is a problem, they respond quite quickly and they immediately refer to person in charge. To maintain this, entrepreneurship unit should try giving their team decision-making authority. Actually, it is a fantastic way to encourage teamwork. As a manager, you frequently base your decision on the knowledge of your team. So why not change and give your team more power? As a result, they have the freedom and self-assurance to take action that advance the team's mission. Next, they have strong relationship with alumni. What I noticed with this relationship, the alumni are usually quite open to accepting invitation from us when we invite them to share their experience with the students. So our unit does not need to fuss or take a lot of time to find a panel or speaker to be invited to the event. So to maintain this relationship, they should build a connection with the alumni on social media. Maintain positive ties with UiTM alumni by developing connections that go beyond idle conversation. Activities like this will encourage growth and interaction between alumni and students. Next, weaknesses is the selection of date. It is a crucial phase that is frequently and incorrectly overlooked and could influence whether the event is successful or not. Mostly an event that I handled here was informed a few weeks before the event. Inappropriate dates will also contribute to a shortage of speakers or panel. This is due to the possibility that the date selected will conflict with the panel's scheduled time. I would like to recommend to the unit which give the team some time to prepare before the event. Before our event, we need to do a lot of planning and advertising. For it to be success, the date we choose for the event should allow us plenty of time to complete both. Next is marketing. Event planners need marketing because it helps them improve their productivity and make people aware of particular event. What I observe in this unit is that they don't give marketing much thought or focus on marketing. It will be challenging to attract audience and participation. To overcome this unit needs to emphasize the advertise part. Once we already identify our target audience, we may create adverts suited to these groups, select topic and distribute method that will appeal to the target audience and boost our chance of reaching our specific audience. For the opportunity is they can conduct a project with alumni. Entrepreneurship unit should offer something lucrative and something hard to refuse. This unit can offer the alumni that we will share about the alumni company and suggest the student to undergo industrial training to their company. Students can gain real-world and hands-on experience as they study, which make university and college look more competitive, and the alumni company can develop a steady pipeline of highly qualified job applicants, as many interns will want to seek out full-time job opportunity with their company once the students complete their studies. Next opportunity is they can collaborate with another university. Entrepreneurship unit can plan specific locations and events where other university from another university can congregate and participate in activity. For instance, after collaborating and work together, students each university can build the networking. That's easy for them to make another event or other occasion together. They can exchange information not only on event management but also information from a general perspective. For the threat is accuracy of transparency from third parties. From what I had observed, the catering that we had dealt to serve the food in our event suddenly does not show up on the day of the event. If the ordered food is not provided, the event will get shorted. The entrepreneurship unit must do proper resource allocation. Having department or role entirely committed to handling third-party interaction will help in preventing third-party breach. Employee having several responsibilities in addition to ensuring third parties' compliance will find it challenging to keep up with all of the changes in various rules. Next threat is competitor. Every industry will have competition and organizations are continuously racing to keep one step ahead of their competitors. To stay ahead from the competitors, entrepreneurship unit need to understand the audience, be receptive to the needs of our audience, keep in touch with our client, and never hesitate to solicit comment that can enhance the client experience. To demonstrate our appreciation and keep them from switching to our competitors in the event area, we should also provide something unique and intriguing for devoted client. In conclusion, any company's operation has strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. As a result, the company must develop strategies for maintaining speed and preventing any harm to the company. The SWOT analysis can help both organizations gain a better understanding of the issue by weighing their internal strength and weakness against the opportunity and risk they must embrace. To summarize, during 24 weeks of my industrial training, there have been many memorable experiences that I met. That's all from me. Thank you. Thank you for the question. The big challenges that I had to face during the internship is the workload. I have to juggle a lot of things in a short period, but the key to success in the workplace is having strong multitasking and time management skills. So I try not to put off completing a task until the last minute to hone these skills. Recommendation that I would recommend to both companies to have more employees. This will lighten the workload of the existing employee and make them happy. Mental health benefits improve employee morale and can have an impact on a business bottom line.